विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि.
Om Sai Ram. Sri Sathya Sai ParabrahmaNe Namaha. Tapovanam Sri Sai Satcharitra Chapter 12. The Temples of Healing. You will understand me only through my work. That is why sometimes, in order to reveal who I am, I myself show you my visiting card, something that you call a miracle. They are neither magical tricks nor siddhic occult powers which can come to everybody with the appropriate discipline and yoga exercises, but my powers to protect, heal and save people and materialize objects originate in God and can be used only by an avatar. They are in no way designed, disciplined or developed, but flow from cosmic power. Baba. Super Specialty Hospitals. For the benefit of the poor, Bhagawan established in Puttaparthi the Sathya Sai General Hospital in the year 1956. Everyone knows that the hospital as well as the doctors there are mere instruments. The real doctor is Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba himself. There are many number of instances where Bhagawan himself took over and miraculously cured patients who had been given up or could not even be diagnosed by doctors. Then Bhagavan willed that a super specialty hospital be established, where treatment costing several lakhs of rupees elsewhere could be given free of charge, and the hospital would become another wonder of the world. The divine will fructified in no time. On 22nd November in the year 1990, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba laid the foundation stone and proclaimed that exactly 1 year later, on 22nd November the year 1991, the hospital would be inaugurated. The super specialty hospital was designed by an eminent architect, Dr. Keith Critlow, director of the Prince of Wales Institute of Architecture in London, on the suggestion of Isaac Tigrit. He came to Prasanthi Nilayam and had Swami's darshan. Swami granted an interview to him, during which he explained to the architect the intricacies of designing the proposed hospital. Elaborating what he had visualized, Bhagavan pointed out Vastu, the Hindu science of architecture, planetary and astrological aspects that needed to be considered. The engineer was astounded at the depth and extent of Swami's technical knowledge. He returned to London and set about drawing up a design according to Swami's instructions. He was not successful. On the advice of a friend, he imagined himself to be a mere tool in Baba's hands. He surrendered himself totally to Baba's mercy. He prayed earnestly to Baba and then he started the work afresh. He took a long piece of drawing paper. From one end to the other, in one single effort, he drew a sketch of the hospital. He added one ward at each end, extending on either side and bending towards the middle, as though two loving hands were extended and then closed around the object of that love, just as directed by Swami. A group of architects took over at this point. They worked for 3 months, 17 hours a day, filling up every detail and completed all the designs and plans. They sent the entire set to the construction company in India, designated by Swami. But Dr. Chlow had his own doubts. Even in a very technically advanced country like the United States of America, a super specialty hospital of this kind cannot be constructed in less than 7 years. How then can Swami build this hospital in 6 months? He wondered. Architects arrived from London. They laid the foundation and erected concrete pillars of 3 to 4 feet height. When Swami went to Bangalore in May, these architects also left the site and returned home. On 22nd May, the year 1991, on his way to Kodaikanal from Bangalore, Swami took Colonel Bhoga Rao along and went to the site to see how far the work had progressed. from that day to the already announced day of inauguration, namely 22nd November in the year 1991, time available was precisely 6 months. The structure was to be a majestic one. Up-to-date medical equipment was to be procured and installed, and 1,000 other requirements had to be met before the facility could be made functional. Colonel Bhoga Rao said, Swami, even if we put thousands of workers on this job and make them work day and night, can we complete the project by 22nd November? What about funds? Swami interrupted, do not create waves of doubt and indecision. Swami's will is bound to be fulfilled. He then summoned the Indian engineer Brigadier Bose and instructed him, get 2,000 workers through Messrs. Larsen and Toubro, put them on the job and complete it on time. He left for Kodaikanal. Brigadier Bose did as he was instructed by Swami. He left the entire burden wholeheartedly on Swami's divine shoulders. He engaged more than 2,000 workers daily and ensured that work went on day and night without intermission. His efforts bore rich fruit. Even by 15th October 1991, more than a month ahead of the proclaimed day of inauguration, the mighty building was completed and handed over to the medical experts for equipping. Satcharitra donated several items of medical equipment. The government of India waived duties and taxes and transported them to Puttaparthi by air. To enable jet aircraft to fly to Puttaparthi directly and unload cargo without delay, the Sathya Sai aerodrome had been upgraded and designated as an international airport a year earlier. With a donation of 1 crore of rupees from John Sinclair of the American Sai Foundation, up-to-date equipment for carrying out blood tests was procured from the United States of America. It can perform 20 different kinds of blood tests in respect of 600 patients per hour and hand down the results for study and analysis by doctors. Its computer can store the results pertaining to 10 million patients and can download any information on demand. Finally, the great day, 22nd November 1991, arrived. In accordance with the divine will of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, on the very first day of inaugurating the hospital, as many as 4 open heart surgeries were performed. How wonderful! What a miracle! The day of inauguration had been announced in advance exactly 1 year ago. 6 months back, there were only uncultivated agricultural fields at that spot. Within a span of 5 months and a half, magnificent buildings came up. The rarest and the most modern medical equipment arrived directly at the Puttaparthi airport. The hospital was declared open precisely on the date announced a year previously. Open heart surgeries were performed the opening day itself. Is all this believable? Experts all over the world were astonished. Another similar super specialty hospital has been constructed in Bangalore. That is also with the divine Sankalpa of Bhagawan Baba. In November 1999, an announcement was made about the hospital, and by November 2000, it was ready in full swing. Inaugurating it on 19th November 2000, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba stated, Sai institutions are eternal. They will serve the poor forever. One cannot but stare amazingly at Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai's Sankalpa and how he executes it. He once declared, my will is bound to be fulfilled. Even if the 14 worlds, Chaturdasha Bhavanams, join together to oppose me, they cannot prevent whatever I will to do. Nobody has the capacity to comprehend my divine power. None of the gods, from Lord Brahma downwards, can comprehend it. Even a 10 millionth part thereof is much beyond comprehension of the brainiest man. These sublime words of Bhagavan should be cherished by mankind. Potency of Prasadam. A couple brought their little daughter, sick with heart trouble, to Puttaparthi. Doctors at the super specialty hospital found 2 or 3 holes in her heart. As the case was considered an emergency, they decided to perform open heart surgery the very next morning. She was immediately admitted. The distraught father decided to inform Baba about the crisis early next morning and to obtain his blessings. So he went and sat in the audience hall. The ever merciful Baba was moving among the devotees. A boy whose birthday happened to be on that day, brought toffees and offered them to Swami. Baba accepted them and threw handfuls of the toffees among the seated devotees. One piece landed in the lap of the heartbroken father of the heart patient. He was overjoyed and accepted it as Swami's holy prasadam. He took it to his daughter and made her eat it. A little while later, the patient was moved in for operation. The doctors took last-minute x-rays and, to their consternation, found no trace of anything wrong with her heart. They decided that she needed no operation and discharged her. Is it possible for anybody to describe Swami's immeasurable love and mercy in words? Who has performed the surgery? A man suffering from a number of ailments got his heart examined in the super specialty hospital. His condition was extremely distressing. Doctors felt that he was in no position to undergo the strain of surgical intervention and refused to do anything. The patient began to pray fervently to Swami. He prayed to Bhagawan that he should somehow get the operation done and restore him to normal health. Bhagawan heard his prayer. He talked to the doctors and inquired how this particular patient was doing. They explained that he was suffering from several complaints and in their opinion was not a fit case for operation. Swami said, "Go ahead and perform the operation. Nothing untoward will happen. I will oversee it." The operation was performed and to the utter disbelief of doctors, it was successful. The doctors informed him that the operation was very successful and that the patient was in an excellent condition. It is a usual practice at the super specialty hospital to take video films of operations performed in complicated cases. Swami asked the doctors to view one of those films. They were surprised when they did so. They found Swami in several forms resembling each one of them around the operation table. Relieved of their pride and ego, they realized that it was Swami and Swami alone who was performing operations and that they were only incidental, mere tools in his divine hands. With utter humility, they bowed to the lotus feet of Bhagawan. The super specialty hospital rapidly grew from strength to strength. It has departments of cardiology, cardiothoracic surgery, uronephrology, and ophthalmology. There is also a lithotripsy center specialized in breaking the stones in the urinary tract with the use of high energy waves. In this hospital, all kinds of treatment and surgical operations, which elsewhere would cost lakhs of rupees, are done totally free of cost. It is acclaimed as one of the wonders of the world. Speaking about this hospital, Swami said, "Here patients are ever cheerful. Their relatives are also happy and cheerful. Doctors smile as they serve the patients. Nurses cheerfully attend to their duties. The whole place is full of happiness. Shavadal workers are busy cleaning and polishing the wards and rooms spick and span. No fees or any charges or any kind are levied in this hospital. Doctors elsewhere wonder how it is possible to provide medical facilities of this high order totally free of charge. There should be no occasion for such wonder or doubt. A job done with a pure heart suffers no dearth of funds. Why hospital if God is here?" There are always invertebrate doubters who question what is the need for a hospital if God incarnate is right here to attend to every problem of the devotees. Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai referred to such doubts and said, "Some people might be questioning, Swami is capable of healing the sick by his mere will. Why then is a hospital of this size and attendant paraphernalia needed?" Let them think a little further. This one is not the only hospital of mine. Suppose there is a person in Chennai who runs a clinic or hospital. He treats handicapped children and heals them. His healing center too is mine. As a matter of fact, every single hospital, irrespective of where it stands, belongs to me. I am overseeing every one of them. Why go so far? Those who pray to me from the bottom of their heart, seeking my help, irrespective of who they are, from whatever place they pray, be it hospital or home or any other spot, irrespective of the language in which they pray, all of them are mine. They belong to me. Do not confine me to the few acres of land around Prasanthi Nilayam. Whenever a person prays earnestly from Prasanthi, the spot from where the person prays will become a Prasanthi Nilayam. Remember another salient factor. This hospital helps to inculcate faith in you, to enable you to recognize divinity and to cast away doubts from your mind. Besides healing the sick, a hospital serves another purpose also. Some people have blind faith in medicines and injections. It is my duty to provide medical help to such persons also. Their faith in God and His mercy is not yet firm. A hospital is definitely needed to help them too. To each, a different treatment. A few years ago, Dr. Sita Ramaya, one of the doctors in the hospital in Prasanthi Nilayam, was not keeping good health and was bedridden. Bhagawan Baba went to his room to inquire about his health. He sat by his side, cut an apple and fed him with his own hands and left. Sri Kasturi was with Swami all the while. He thought, how blessed is this doctor. Even illness has brought him so much good fortune. Swami himself walked into his room, inquired about him, cut a fruit with his own hands and fed him piece by piece. How much I wish I had fallen ill. Sometime later, Sri Kasturi too fell ill with pain in his backbone. He could hardly move. He hoped that Swami might visit him too. But Swami sent a word asking him to come to his room immediately. Pain or no pain, there was no question of disregarding Swami's summons. So, Sri Kasturi made his way laboriously to Swami's presence. Swami gave him a bundle of New Year calendars and ordered him, take these calendars and distribute them yourself, one for each room. Go. Without a murmur, Sri Kasturi picked up the bundle, went to every room on every floor of every building in Prasanthi Nilayam and completed the distribution according to Swami's instructions. Seeing his agony, some persons offered to do the work for him, but he did not agree. They requested to be allowed at least to carry the heavy bundle for him, but he declined. Sri Kasturi later said, how do they know why I turned down their kind offer? This was Swami's treatment to the pain in the backbone of Sri Kasturi. Om Sri Sathya Sai ParabrahmaNe Namaha. Tapovanam Sri Satya Sai Satcharitram. The end of chapter 12. Sarvam Sri Sathya Sai Charanaravindarpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram.